Hey guys, I got a Bitcoin market update for you real quick. This is exactly what you should be keeping your eyes on. I'm going to be giving you a quick analysis. I've had a couple people approach me saying, hey, Liquid, why is the Bitcoin market so choppy? The market conditions just aren't favorable. Well, it's true, there's a little bit of congestion in this area, but I want to show you exactly what my thought process is. So we got our floor here. It seems to be our floor, at least for the time being, around 18,000 to 19,000, just in this area where big orders are being loaded up. Anytime we touch here, we've reversed. And of course, you know that everyone says previous resistance becomes current support. So we had a lot of resistance here earlier in the past. We came back to this level around the 18,000, 19,000 level. We're in that area right now. So where should our eyes be? Is this chop just going to chop us off? And I wanted to look just at the wolfpack indicator on the bottom of your screen. We have some bullish divergence on the 3-day. We had one golden cross, and now we have another emerald forming. That is obviously good news, but what should our eyes be on in this situation? So here's the peak of Bitcoin right at around 68K back in November 2021. And then way back here, November 2020, we hit this resistance. And this was actually the peak way back in December 2017. So this area is really key, at least for now, but it's not just the most key area. I also want to draw your attention to the diagonal trend lines, which I really love, and I encourage everyone to combine horizontal support lines with diagonal trend lines, see what the market's doing. So here is our diagonal trend line, and we're going to zoom in just to see exactly where we are at right now. I'll just adjust it on the smaller time frame to dial it in perfectly. There. So right at the top of that candle, resting on the body of that candle, and we approached that and rejected really, really hard. On the 12-hour too, I was watching, and this move it looks really small, but that's an 8% move right there. So 8% up, 8% down, all the way down, and now we're in the middle area. Now, there's a lot of bulls and bears fighting in this little triangle. This triangle here is really the only area left for the fight. And I'm watching whether we break down below this, and obviously holding below it. If we just come down below, have a quick wick, like over here, that's fine. But if we're holding above this area, this is extreme bull area here. This is where everyone's going to buy in. I'm going hard as long as we're above this. So if you're placing along, sometimes people like to place long and a short and then cancel that order depending on which way that we break out. And then you can remain profitable that way and remain impartial. So this is really easy to set a stop loss, really, really close to where we're at. And also, if you're shorting, it's also a really easy place to place a short because there's a stop loss that you could place right above this. So this is the final moments, ladies and gentlemen, right here that we're going to see. And look, golden cross right here a couple days ago. If you bought on this golden cross, you could have made, if you didn't want to hold it, you could have waited size in your order down below, and again, like made 7 or 8%. So let's go back historically and see what this pattern typically does. I'm just going to quickly draw on the chart just to show you what I'd expect. If we break above this, we're going to hit some horizontal resistance and then come back down and retest somewhere in this area. And now, typically, the reason why this happens, the mechanics of why on the order book of why that happens, people are closing or they're closing their orders and then they come back, and then the real orders are getting placed down on that retest. So the good traders typically wait for that retest down there. You see it time and time and time again. So let's go way, way, way back. to the bull run that we had way back in, I think, April 2021. Let's go use the bar replay mode. Come all the way down, and this looked really, really choppy as well, right? This looks familiar. Of course, you don't know. Of course, you know what's going to happen here, but of course, we could draw in some of these trend lines. We're above, around in this area. Let's. There you have it. Let's go a little bit further down. So you can see we're getting rejected, comes up, rejects. And in this area, we finally built up the momentum to break out, and then we have a retest. Of course, we went a little bit sideways, but this floor here around the 32,000 mark goes all the way back as well. This looks familiar, doesn't it? That I was just showing you. This is where we started to go hyper bullish. Now, as long as we're above that area of the cone and we're holding, right? That's where you're going to see the huge bullish signs. This happens. We can even go further back. Let's go a little bit further back, see what happens. This is one of my favorite techniques to use. January 2021, we were in the huge bull run. Let's just go forward just a little bit. So on the weekly, I just want to note what's happening here. There's a pink RSI right there on the weekly, so we know that we're approaching the peak. Of course, we're looking in hindsight, so weekly. Let's go down to, I think the 4-hour chart will do for this example. We got a little bit of a pullback, pink RSI on the weekly, so we know this is getting very, very, very close to a pullback. And here's our trend lines right here, and you could see exactly what happened right at that point. So this is the technique that I know and love. You can see that retest right there, that one red candle, and then boom, it exploded it all the way up. So that's the technique, ladies and gentlemen. The diagonal trend line, if you're below it, you want to keep shorting as long as you remain below it. And then here, close your shorts, buy back in, and you see a huge explosion in price. And then we come back down to retest. Typically, that's how it's done. If you're closing your shorts, you're going to see the price bolt up. And these were pretty big shorts being closed, and then you can see the longs actually being placed in the book. So let's zoom out just to see that from a distance and move forward. There we go. And yeah, these were all FOMO peaks. The market was all in at this point. So yeah, of course, there's a lot of FOMO buyers coming in. The FOMO peaks I'm just referring to are the flames that are on these peaks that we're seeing. And the reason for this is that it's violating divergence. Which typically a lot of traders will respect. Now, yeah, let's actually go right here. I'm gonna zoom. Let's go back. So right in, I think it was the area over here. Let's go down to the 4-hour chart. You have to go to a little bit higher time frame for these really to play out really well. And so you can see it again. I call these downward cones. You can see the market. This one looks like it's rejecting off of here. It looks like we broke above it here, came down for a retest, and then rejected down further. So that's why the retest on these candles matters the most. And these double red X's, double double red diamonds, double red X's right here, and we fell through. And if we're going all the way back, let's just pretend we're looking to trade this. This used to be our resistance. We're coming down to this line here around the area that we're at now, and it's getting bought up in that area. That's an all right place to consider longing. Place stop loss below that. Now let's see what happens once we break above this cone. Let's see if the pattern works. Again, it's not 100% probability. Nothing is in this market. And again, this is in hindsight. You can see us rejecting off this line one more time. Golden cross is coming in. We finally had enough bullish divergence to break above. And there you have it. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So let's go to the current time again. And now, in hindsight, you could see this huge trend line. Again, this is on the weekly chart. This is absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. And I'll just add a caveat to this because, of course, it could go either way. I'm not saying it's like 100% going to go up. You can do with this information as you please. However, yeah, if we fell below this line, there might be some traders waiting for it to come down. Hey, what about this area? Like, that seems to be a really good support down around 12K. Yeah, it could always go down to 12K, but if you miss the opportunity here, this could be your moment. So you don't want to sleep waiting for it to come down even more and then regret not buying in a little bit earlier. So again, on the weekly, we've had a couple of red candles, couple of reversals trying to go up, trying to break above this strong weekly line. And we haven't been able to do it yet, but look, we got a little bit of a green candle, so this could be a potential opportunity. I just wanted to help stimulate some thought on your guys' trades. And of course, I'll be around. You can always check out my links in the description down below, and I'll see you in the next video.